Hello! Ooh woo! Eh. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Ah, it's the wrong one. There we go! Meow! Hi, do you want to say hi too? Come here. Come here. What you got? Hello! Hello for me. Can you say something to the people? Oh. Yeah? Is that what you say to the people? Okay. Woo. There she goes. Hi! Hey, everybody. Oh, did y'all actually hear that? I didn't know she was loud enough. Hello, hello. Okay, we got Velvet. We got Nara. Woohoo, who's on time? And Pillow and Dally. Hello, friends. Hi, hi. I'm gonna move my microphone. Um, my apologies. How long? Jesus, I didn't mean to take 20 minutes. I had to change clothes because I had Tex-Mex for dinner. Hi, Jimmy. And I got sauce all over my shirt, so I had to figure out what the hell to wear because I had my outfit on. That was mistake number one, was eating my dinner with my stream outfit on. And then number two, doing makeup with a brace is it's hard, but I am here with a real human face. And my hair is fresh. I got my natural hair color restored, so we're good to go. This should work, technically. I think we should be okay. Let me double check the volume on my microphone. You hear me and Kitty. Good. Thank you. These are pajamas. It's a set. I had 2 farewell lunches this week. People are leaving me. 2 people. But my friend Lorelai handmade these jammies with her own 2 hands and then gave them to me as a present. And I'm like, you horrible bitch. You're leaving and then you give me a present and then you expect me not to cry. But I also had a present for her, so I was prepared. But yeah, these are handmade, dude. And they got little cacti on them. Yes. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wear the present that. Thank you, Lorelai. If you end up watching the VOD later, thank you. Her shop online is ROR. The letters R as in Robert, R as in Robert, O as in Orange, R as in Robert. ROR Boutique. So that's her. Even though she is moving, she still has things for sale in her shop. She makes like belt bags and things you can wear to the Renaissance Fair, as well as cute jammies, and I have a bucket hat that she made. She makes cute shit. But y'all are here for karaoke, so this should work. I need to check my levels on my mic, but I have my water. This is the 17-ounce water bottle that I always tell you I have. It's pink. And if you ever see me perform like live, IRL live, I have this with me. This is my emotional support water bottle. I wash it once a week. When was the last time you washed your emotional support water bottle? Tell me. Tell me that. Go wash your emotional support water bottle. 2 days ago. Fuck yeah. Excellent. 32. See, if it gets any bigger than this, it's not going to fit into cup holders. And since it's my emotional support bottle, it comes in the car with me. But my partner is an advocate for bigger water bottles. So, let me check my levels. But at least my roots are nice. So even though you're staring at my roots, they're pink. take the fifth. Okay. You're funny. Alright. So, I have a playlist of karaokes on my second monitor that's up here. I'm looking down here. Normally, chat is up here, so when you see my VTuber looking up, I'm reading chat on my second monitor that I have mounted on my wall. But today I swapped them because I don't have all of these songs memorized. So I'm going to have lyrics up top and I have chat on the bottom. Just because I don't want to be like doing this singing because that's not going to be productive. Some of these you've heard me sing before. Some of these are new to the song list. But I was inspired by my recent trip to New York City to see my friend Aline on her Broadway debut in the musical Real Women Have Curves. She plays the character Itzel, and she's amazing. If you have the chance to go see the show, please do. They have like 3 or 4 songs from the show available on streaming services, so like it's not the full cast album, it's just a little sneak peek. But excitingly enough, so I told y'all how I saw Death Becomes Her, because they made a musical out of that movie. And the cast album just dropped yesterday. So I'm going to be learning a song or maybe 2 from Death Becomes Her to add to my karaoke list because they're fucking gay and fabulous. So they're not going to be on tonight just because I need to listen to them more. But once I get those under my belt, I'm going to add them to the karaoke list. But go listen to the cast album because they're fucking amazing. Death Becomes Her, it's purple. You can't miss it. But we have a lot of Sondheim on this list. So if y'all are some Stephen Sondheim people, if you don't know who Stephen Sondheim is, A, you're obviously not a theater person, or B, living under a rock. So Stephen Sondheim is probably like the biggest, most well-known composer and lyricist in the musical theater sphere. Like, he single-handedly changed musical theater in the 20th century. He was a genius. And I actually went and saw a review in New York City. They put on like a Sondheim review of a bunch of his shit on Broadway. Like, just, you know, song after song after song after song. Yes, may God bless his soul. He passed away a few years ago. And a bitch got to see Bernadette motherfucking Peters sing some of his songs. She's in her 70s, stilettos, high slit dress, long red hair, just belting it out. Still sounds like every other recording I've heard of her. She was singing live, but I think she just eats vinyl records for breakfast, lunch, and dinner because she sounded amazing. So after that Sondheim review, I was just, girl. I was very lucky to get those tickets. Getting those tickets was a process, but god damn it, we got them. I love that woman. She's going to be in some new movie musical coming out. I was kind of shocked because I thought she was going to stay on stage, but she's going to be in a film. It's a musical film, but I forget what it's called because it is new to me. But you know, if they got Bernadette Peters in it, it's gonna be good. So I saw this review with her in it. I think she was one of like the producers of it, because like she had pictures of her and Sondheim like all over the theater. And obviously he was very important to her. Like, she got emotional and kind of choked up at the end of the show. But honestly, Sondheim and his work was like my youth, you know? So I put a lot of his stuff on this list. Some of which I still need to work on. Honestly, some of these songs that I put on here, A, are for nostalgia purposes, B, might go in my audition book. I don't know. I might want to jump into some community theater at some point within the next couple of years, but in order to do that, you need audition songs. So, although I don't know, because when I was back in my day, when I was in high school, they always told you not to bring Sondheim to sing at an audition because the piano accompaniment was always too hard to sight read. They said that is not being nice to your accompanist, because sight reading Sondheim is a fucking nightmare. But it's been a long ass time since I was auditioning for shit, so I don't know if that rule still rings true or not. So I'm gonna have to double check on it. There's so many rules. Like, it's so funny. Just to finish my tangent before we get into a song. When you audition for opera, it is completely different than when you audition for musical theater. There are different rules. When you're in opera, they want you to do the well-known shit. And if you can do it well, then that means you're a good singer. And it's going to be something that your accompanist will know because it's done all the time. They want you to do the big, well-known shit. Whereas in musical theater, if you show up and you do a song that everybody else is doing, or a song that is very famous and popular, they're going to be like, oh, this person didn't do their research and didn't try and find something different for us to see. I've seen this 8 billion times. I don't want to see it ever again. The only person I want to see do this song is like X actor that I already know, or only if you can do it better than the original. That's the only reason you should be doing the song. So I've been on both ends of the spectrum, and honestly, it can get a little confusing because I was mostly raised in musical theater. And when I dipped my toe into opera very briefly in college, I was told how different the audition process was. And it kind of shocked me because I was so used to musical theater people being like, don't do the popular stuff, don't do the well-known. Like, I have to go digging through like the Broadway flops, like the ones that only ran for a few shows and didn't make a bunch of money, and like find something from there to audition for. It's a whole, listen, I could have a whole rant stream about performing arts and auditions and shit. There's actually a movement currently going on, called, it's like hashtag auditions are work, because a lot of performers have to hold down second jobs while they're auditioning for stuff because you don't get paid to audition. And so there's a movement growing about how you shouldn't have to pay to audition, because that's bullshit. B, you should be compensated for your work. Because, good, right? That's what I'm saying. Is because if you're spending hours of your day in an audition when you could be making money to pay your rent, it's a little ridiculous. So I'm kind of keeping a watch on that movement to see what's up. And this is, of course, only, for professionals. New York City, Los Angeles, maybe in Chicago, Atlanta, other cities that are big, like, theater workshopping cities. But honestly, I never thought I would see the day when that movement would start. And obviously, I've talked about my friend Stephanie over at Broadway Body Positivity Project, who is advocating for more people of different sizes, different races, people with disabilities, little people, like anybody who's not thin, cis, white, straight, able-bodied, and neurotypical to be cast more in stuff. And she's been doing a lot of big projects too. So I do have nostalgia for my days in the theater world, but there are a lot of things that are better now for performers. And then there are still things that we're working to fix. So a little bit of my thoughts, but let's get into singing. I do know what I'm going to start with. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to start with. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Because I picked this specifically because this is an opening number from one of Sondheim's earlier musicals. So, hold on, let me chat. The lower monitor is smaller, so I'm over here like an old person trying to read. The local college refuses to hear anything from any of the good musicals, or at least the popular ones. They don't want to hear Wicked. They don't want to hear the ones when I was in high school. This is going to show my age. I am firmly like a younger millennial. So in high school, they didn't want anything from Wicked. They didn't want anything from Rent. They didn't want anything from Into the Woods. They didn't want, that's Sondheim also. Or Jason Robert Brown. He was big off-Broadway. But his stuff was notoriously difficult to sight read. So they didn't want anything from him. Phantom, yep, that's another one they didn't want anything from. They also said absolutely under no circumstances will you ever sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow from Wizard of Oz. Like that song in particular. Never, ever, 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 ever. I want to sing it in karaoke at some point, but like, I was just pounded into my head. Never, ever, ever, ever sing that song. But nowadays, I think I've been asking around, just some of the younger theater people, the Gen Z theater people. It's no Dear Evan Hansen, no Mean Girls, no Heathers. What are some newer ones? There's a lot of juke. No Six, the musical about Henry VIII's wives. I don't know. Epic is big on the internet, but I don't know if has he released sheet music for Epic? Like official sheet music? Because you have to bring in sheet music to audition for stuff. So if he hasn't released sheet music for it, I don't think people are going to be bringing it to auditions. It's because you have to bring in the sheet music, and B, you have to cut it. It's either 16 or 32 bars, which is like 30 seconds to a minute. So you don't get a lot of time. And then you have to like mark your sheet music. But no, we need to call either the people in Atlanta or Chicago to workshop Epic, and then we gotta move it to Broadway. But that's probably gonna take a long time because it takes years and years and years to develop a new show. So anyway, I'm gonna turn on my fan. Hopefully it's not too loud, but these lights make it warm in here, so let me go turn that on. This one, okay. All right, we got a fan. So we are starting off tonight's karaoke sesh with a little number from a musical called A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. Say that 5 times fast. So A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum was one of the first musicals that Sondheim both composed and wrote lyrics for. Because when he started, he was writing lyrics for other composers. He did that in Gypsy, I Am Sorry. I don't know how to like say the name of that musical without actually using the slur, because the name of the musical is a slur. And like when I type it, I can just put an asterisk for the Y. If there are any Romani people watching this or like seeing the VOD later, should I just say the G musical? I don't know. But Sondheim wrote lyrics for that, although he didn't compose for it. And then he wrote lyrics for Leonard Bernstein when he worked with him on West Side Story. So he did lyrics first and then started composing. And then Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum was one of the first shows done in the 1960s where he did both music and lyrics. It is a comedy based off of like Greek plays. They took a Greek play and then made it ultra silly and goofy and turned it into a musical. So this is the opening number from A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum called Comedy Tonight. So this is a good, I mean, it's the opener for the show, so obviously it's going to be a good opener for karaoke. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to get my audio up because I can't use like a YouTube instrumental because I had to change the key. The original is too low. So I had to raise it up higher in order to sing it. So I'm going to get that audio pulled up and my lyrics. And actually they made a movie version of it with Zero Mostel reprising his Broadway role as the role of Pseudolus. And you can watch it for free on, it's either Tubi or Pluto. They also have it on Amazon Prime if you have one of those subscriptions. But if you want to see the musical, they cut some songs for the film to make it a little shorter. But that is a version you can watch. Although Nathan Lane, was he nominated for a Tony or did he win the Tony? This was 1996. They revived it, and Nathan Lane starred in the title role. And then Whoopi Goldberg replaced him during his run. So there are clips on YouTube of Nathan Lane doing this and Whoopi Goldberg doing this. Because Pseudolus can be played by anybody of any gender. So, another little non-binary theater role that could be fun to play. But let's go ahead and let's get started. Poob! What's poob? P-O-O-B. Never heard of it. Instrumentals here. Lyrics. I do have those. Playgoers, I bid you welcome. The theater is a temple, and we are here to worship the gods of comedy and tragedy. Tonight, I am pleased to announce a comedy. We shall employ every device we know in our desire to divert you. It's on the wrong thing. Oh my god. Not on that speaker. Different speaker. Please hold. These speakers. Here we go. Something familiar, something peculiar, something for everyone, a comedy tonight. Something appealing, something appalling, something for everyone, a comedy tonight. Nothing with kings, nothing with crowns. Bring on the lovers, liars, and clowns. Old situations, new complications. Nothing pretentious or polite. Tragedy tomorrow, comedy tonight. Something convulsive, something repulsive, something for everyone, a comedy tonight. Something aesthetic, something frenetic, something for everyone, a comedy tonight. Nothing with gods, nothing with fate. Weighty affairs will just have to wait. Nothing that's formal, nothing that's normal. No recitations to recite. Open up the curtain. Something dramatic, something for everyone, a comedy tonight. Frenzy and frolic, strictly symbolic, something for everyone, a comedy tonight. Nothing that's grim, nothing that's Greek. I must play Medea later this week. Stunning surprises, cunning surprises, hundreds of actors out of sight. Pantaloons and tunics, courtesans and eunuchs, funerals and chases, baritones and basses, plunderers, philanderers, cupidity, timidity, mistakes, fakes, rhymes, mimes, tumblers, grumblers, bumblers, fumbers, no royal curse, no Trojan horse. And there's a happy ending, of course. Goodness and badness, men in their madness. This time it all turns out all right. Tragedy tomorrow, comedy tonight. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Not again! Not again! Ooh! Ooh! Water! Thank you. Thank you. There's supposed to be a whole chorus of people behind me. Eventually, one day. Not now. Just me. Just me. And just Velcro. But Velcro can't join a kick line, unfortunately. I haven't trained her to do that. She can sit and she can spin, but that's all she can do right now. All right. I have my mouse. Where? I need to add a text box. I was like, where's my set list? And I'm like, it's on the VTuber Karaoke. That's where, that is so big. That is so large. That is so chonky. Big chonky. Okay. And we're gonna fix it, because obviously this is wrong. Hello, Lily! It's hot in here. Hi! Welcome, Lily! You just missed the opening number, but that's okay. We got more. So that was from A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, one of the many musicals where Zero Mostel plays a comedic lead. I think he's excellent. He also originated Tevye in Fiddler on the Roof, if you are a Fiddler fan. You may be more familiar with Topol from the movie, since that's what more people have seen. But the original Tevye was Zero Mostel. Oh, slippers off. Too hot. Too hot for slippers. Let's find another one. Goodbye, lyrics. So, I said comedy tonight, so we can't do any sad songs yet. There are sad songs. Because you know I love a good sad song. But we gotta do some fun shit first. So, let's do another new one. I am partial to I am very partial to this musical. This is at least in my top 5. I want to say top 3. But this is a musical that scandalized a lot of people when it first came out. It was a lot. But it also really, because in the golden age of musical theater, which is like the 1940s and the 1950s, it was all comedy and romance and everything was cute and fun and spectacle. And in the 60s, you know, when the country, USA, was in political unrest, you know, the beginning of the decade was much like its predecessors. But then as we started getting into the 70s, things started to get a little weird. People started experimenting with stuff in the 60s. And then once you got to the 70s, some of this stuff went kind of dark. We got a little crazy. And so this, I believe, was 1977? Please hold. I can use my phone to check this shit because I'm not using it for a face. Although I should use it for a selfie. This lighting is shit. I have it set up for my regular camera. Wah! That'll do it. But Sondheim, this musical. Can you guess what it is? A musical from the 70s that terrified people, scandalized them even. Oh, I was about to say the year wrong. Hi, Aqua! Hello! Welcome! You're just in time for our second musical number. Boop! Okay, so this actually came out towards the end of the 70s, but there were other musicals that came out in the 70s that were a little darker, namely things like Jesus Christ Superstar. You know, things like that. Normally you wouldn't go into religious, do I say religious trauma? Like rock and roll Jesus musical? That's not propaganda and like gay people love? Weird. But this musical came out in 1979, a Sondheim masterpiece with one of the largest orchestras in Broadway history. This is Sweeney Todd. I love Jesus Christ Superstar. Case in point, gay people love this shit. But it's Sweeney Todd time because motherfucker, I love this show. I love this show so much. Hot take, not a fan of the Tim Burton film. Like, it's okay. It's meh. It was all right. But I feel like Tim Burton, Sweeney Todd is already edgy. You don't need to actively try and make Sweeney Todd edgy. And I feel like that's kind of what Tim Burton tried to do. Also, Johnny Depp is not a baritone. Sweeney Todd needs to be a full-fledged, big-voiced baritone. And that he is not. He's he's a tenor and his voice is a little thin. He didn't have a lot of singing training when he did this. So like he could hit the notes, but he did. He tried his best with what he have. I just think it was a miscast. Kind of like Melissa McCarthy in the live action Little Mermaid. She did her best with what she had and what she was told to do. I don't think she was the right choice. And I feel like they did that for both Sweeney and Mrs. Lovett in the Tim Burton film. I think the best casting in the Tim Burton film was Sacha Baron Cohen as Pirelli. That is the best casting in that film. Sacha Baron Cohen understood the assignment. He came and he ate. He served, he ate, he died. He didn't actually die, his character died. But that was probably my favorite part of the Tim Burton film. But no, he's got to make everybody a beautiful waif. Sick, beautiful tuberculosis aesthetic is what he needs to do. Nah, Sweeney Todd and Mrs. Lovett are like middle-aged and tragic, which is what the 2023 Broadway revival got wrong. Technically, I think Josh Groban's middle-aged, so I let him slide. Also, him as Sweeney was kind of good. Annalee Ashford was too young. She's in, I think we might be of a similar age. Annalee Ashford is a brilliant comedian, but she's too young. Mrs. Lovett has to be 40 bare minimum. She's got to be middle-aged, at least. But we're getting into my Sweeney Todd opinions, Sweeney Todd headcanons. But I'm going to be singing a Mrs. Lovett song, not The Worst Pies in London. I still need to work on that. It's a harder song than you would expect. But another one of her songs, which is a lot of fun, that we're going to be digging into today is By the Sea. It's when her and Sweeney have already gotten into the pie business. Things are going well. And she's just like got this fantasy in her head of this dream life that she wants with this man who's literally slaughtering people and she's cutting up and baking into pies. Spoiler alert! Sorry, if you've never seen Sweeney Todd, it is a horror comedy musical. It's dark. Lots of people get God, the original Broadway cast was recorded, and I might do a watch party because it was excellent. Dame Angela Lansbury as Mrs. Lovett. Here is the gay queen. That is their diva. Angela Lansbury is just one of my favorite performers in the entire fucking universe. And she was everything. But I might have a watch party for Sweeney Todd to show y'all the OBC, original Broadway cast. Because just the orchestra, the stage design, the sound design of it all, it was so excellent. No, I don't think Tim Burton knows any other actors. He just has his people and then he calls upon them and off they go. But Sweeney Todd is excellent. So we're gonna sing By the Sea. Mrs. Lovett is having her little fantasy. And let me know if the audio is okay. I want to make sure there's no like delay or any peaking or anything. He can't cast outside of his polycule. You're so right. It's so true. Ugh. Anyway, By the Sea from Sweeney Todd, sung by Mrs. Lovett. Let's put it on the list. By the Sea. Here we go. And I'm gonna try my best to do the accent, so we'll see how it goes. Oh, Mr. Todd, I'm so happy I could eat you up. I really could. You know what I'd like to do, Mr. Todd? What a dream. If the business tastes as good, what I'd really like to go in a year or so. Don't you really want to know? Do you really want to know?
By the sea, Mr. Todd, that's the life I covet. By the sea, Mr. Todd, oh, I knew you'd love it. You and me, Mr. T, we could be alone in a house what we'd almost own. By the sea.
I'm gonna start again. I can't hear this. Turn the volume up. One more time for the tempo. Where is my mouse? There it is. I need to hear things to sing along to them. What a concept. Take 2.
Oh, Mr. Todd, I'm so happy I could eat you up, I really could. You know what I'd like to do, Mr. Todd? What a dream. If the business stays as good, where I'd really like to go in a year or so. Don't you want to know? Do you really want to know? By the sea, Mr. Todd, that's the life I covet. By the sea, Mr. Todd, oh, I know you'd love it. You and me, Mr. T, we could be alone in a house what we'd almost own down by the sea. Wouldn't it be smashing? With the sea at our gate, we'll have kippered herring, what have strummed to us straight from the Straits of Bering. Every night in the kip, when we're through our kippers, I'll be there slipping off your slippers by the sea. With the fishes splashing down by the sea. Wouldn't it be smashing down by the sea? I can see us waking, the breakers breaking, the seagulls squawking. Ooh, ooh, I do me baking, then I go walking with you, you. I want me bones on the esplanade, have tea and scones with me grey young blade. Then I'll knit a sweater while you write a letter, unless we got better to do. Think a snug it'll be underneath our flannel when it's just you and me and the English Channel in our cosy retreat, kept all neat and tidy. We'll have chums over every Friday by the sea. Don't you love the weather so hot by the sea? We'll grow old together by the seaside, ooh, by the beautiful sea. Oh, I could see us now in our bathing dresses, you in a nice navy and me stripes perhaps. It'll be so quiet that who'll come by it except a seagull. Ooh, ooh. We shouldn't try it though till it's legal for 2. Though a seaside wedding could be devised, me rump of bedding legitimised. Me eyelids will flutter, I'll turn into butter the moment I mutter I do. By the sea, in our nest, we could share our kippers with the odd paying guests from the weekend trippers. Have a nice sunny suite for the guests to rest in. Now and then you could do the guesting by the sea. Married nice and proper by the sea. Bring along your chopper to the seaside, ooh, by the beautiful sea. Ooh. She is the definition of Delulu. Honest, Mrs. Lovett, she would be all about the Delulu is the Solulu, because legitimately that is her plot in this show. Sweeney can have the occasional murder as a treat. Exactly. She's like, we don't even have to stop, but just a little bit. Just a little bit. Nope, don't start playing the next one. Shh. Okay. Sweeney, yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. No, I have so much fun singing that. It's so silly. That is probably like
That song, I think in the point where it is in the show, that's the song where you get your break until everything goes to shit. Like, that is your last, like, little lighthearted bit before it's just dark, 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 dark. Oh. Also, hi, Lorenzo. I saw that you popped in. Welcome. No, she's the Delulu Queen. I mean, that's why I'm saying she has to be at least 40 because she knew and was in love with him before he got shipped off to prison for 20 years. Sweeney Todd could be a Yakuza protagonist. He did a stint in prison. He could, honestly, if they did a zombie one, could they do a Sweeney Todd version? I'd be all about it. But no, she has to be older because she already loved him and was obsessed with him and then recognized him after 20 years when he came back old and wrinkly. I'm just saying. Quit casting younger women in older women's roles, or just people in general. Also, there was this whole argument. There was an article I read with the most recent revival, which used the entire orchestra, but it got shut down after I think only just a little over a year. I am waiting for it to go on tour because I need to see it live. I will lose my mind. So that Sondheim review I saw in New York a couple weeks ago, they did a section of Sweeney Todd. So I was able to see Worst Pies in London and A Little Priest live, which were fucking excellent. God, they had a couple of old broads on stage singing those. Like, they cast them correctly for this review. Mwah, that was my new favorite performance of Worst Pies in London. It's by this woman who did it in the review. I'll have to see if there's a slime tutorial on YouTube that I can link you because she ate down. Also, A Little Priest is excellent, and I would love to do it, but I would need somebody to be my Sweeney in order to do it. But I could talk about this musical all night because I'm obsessed. This has to be my top 3. Don't ask me what number and what the other 2 are. I don't know yet. Or I don't have them off the top of my head. Because I feel like the 3 shows I saw in New York, well, I guess 2. Because the review, technically, it's not like a one show. It doesn't count. But Death Becomes Her kind of screwed up my ranking because it was so good. Although, I don't think it messed up my top 3. I will say, maybe. So, I don't know what order these are in, but Sweeney Todd, Rent, Into the Woods. I think those are my top 3. 2 out of 3 being Sondheim. One 70s Sondheim, the other 80s Sondheim. I was going to say, ooh, but Les Mis. Nah, Les Mis is maybe top 10 somewhere. But I am an 80s musical fanatic. Bring me Starlight Express. Bring me the roller skate space trains. Also, make them wheelchair users. Make them wheelchair users. Andrew Lloyd Webber did a musical in the 80s called Starlight Express before he did Cats. Cats for a long time was the longest running Broadway show in history. Then that got topped by A Chorus Line. That was another 1970s musical. Or I think that was an 80s revival that did that. And then Chorus Line was 80s. My apologies. Or no, was it Chorus Line that usurped it? No, Cats took over from A Chorus Line. What took over from Cats? Because it was a different show, but now it's Phantom. Phantom of the Opera is currently the longest running show on Broadway. I think it was like 31 years. Like, that's a whole adult that show ran on Broadway for. But Lloyd Webber has 2 of the longest running shows. Anyway, he did this flop before he hit big with Cats called Starlight Express. And it's about these like fucking trains in space, but they're personified. And so all of the actors were on roller skates. But no, this is a great way to cast disabled people. Make the entire cast wheelchair users. It would work for the concept. Starlight Express is a fucking fever dream. I do not know if there is a full video recording of the show. There's an album, but I don't know if there's a full video recording anywhere. But if I find it, I'm gonna make y'all sit through it because it is wild. It is crazy. Composers and lyricists were doing the drugs in the 80s. It came after Cats? Hold on. Wait a minute. Where's my phone? What do you mean it came after Cats? Were they trying to... Brother, what You hit it big with Cats and then you decide... Trains in space. Maybe instead of it being a flop before hitting it big, that was his flying too close to the sun moment. That might have been his Icarus moment, flying too close to the sun. He did it again with his adaptation of Cinderella that closed on Broadway. The YouTube critics were having a fucking field day with his version of Cinderella that just finished. The man is a controversial figure in musical theater. He's wild. But why did I go on this tangent? 80s. I love 80s musicals. 70s and 80s musicals. Those are probably my favorite. That's my favorite era. Like, a lot of people love the golden age, or they love like 90s 2000s contemporary, like when the contemporary started. Nah. Yeah, Bad Cinderella. I mean, that's what it was called. Nah, give me the weird shit. Give me the weird shit. I'm all over it. Okay. Let's do another one. Let's do one that you've already heard. Now, I do have a Disney number or two in here. But, because Disney has turned some of their movies into stage shows. So I have a couple of those in here. But we will have a Disney night specifically because I want to sing some movie stuff that may not particularly be on stage. But Disney on Broadway, I do believe, started in 1994 with Beauty and the Beast. Which everything I've heard was an excellent production. They had Susan Egan playing Belle. And they liked her so much that they brought her back later to play Megara in Hercules. So when you hear the voice of Megara in that film, she was the original Belle on Broadway for Beauty and the Beast. She comes back and does a lot of like fan events for Disney and like goes to conventions as like, look, Disney princess. Her and Jodie Benson are besties. And speaking of Jodie Benson, she's the original voice for this song I'm going to sing next. If we're talking Disney, you know what song I'm singing. I had to bring the mermaid autism in for a hot second. Because if we're talking Broadway, I also wish I could go back in time and watch that. Anytime you do a production, record it. Record it. Even if you don't initially release it to the public, just record it. And then if you want to release it later, we have it. Or you could put it at the Kennedy Center. Because there are pro shots of a lot of musicals that were never released to the public, but they have them on record at the Kennedy Center. Like Wicked, they have the OBC. Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth in their roles as Wicked in a professional recording format at the Kennedy Center. But the only way you can go see it is if you physically go to the Kennedy Center and sit in a screening room for 2 hours watching it. Why are they keeping it from us? I also wants it. We all wants it. But they don't. It's greed. It's greed and it's exclusivity. Theater has an accessibility issue. If you would live stream your shows, disabled people could see them. Like, I get that touring productions are a thing, but it is an accessibility issue because not everybody can afford theater tickets. Hello, Elizabeth. Welcome. I'm singing Broadway songs, but also just ranting about theater and musical theater in general. This is what's happening during this stream. I hope you're having a lovely Saturday. So, Disney on Broadway started in 94 with Beauty and the Beast, and then, what was their second production? Because there was another one in the 90s. What shows? Because Aladdin didn't go on Broadway until the mid 2010s. The Little Mermaid was in 2007. I saw that for my 16th birthday. My mother gave me the option because when I turned 16, there was this show, Lion King, thank you. Velvet's got my other brain cell. The Lion King was another one in the 90s. That's still running, by the way, in New York City. The Lion King's been going since the 1990s. But that is a technical triumph. The puppetry in that show and the costumes, whoa, God, that was the first live theater show I ever saw, point blank, period. Like, it came on tour to Dallas, and my godmother took me to see it because she's like, oh, it's a Disney show. Martha will like this. Started an obsession. But for my 16th birthday, and back when I turned 16, there was this show on MTV called My Sweet 16, where a bunch of ultra-rich, spoiled brat kids had these over-the-top, super expensive birthday parties. And so my mother told me, Martha, I can't give you one of those big, expensive parties, but like, I could throw you a party at our house and we can spill it out into the yard. You can invite as many of your friends as you want. And y'all can party until the late night hours. I will notify the neighbors. Or what we can do is you, me, and your grandmother can go to New York City for like 4 days and go see a couple of Broadway shows. And the option I picked was, fuck all my friends, I'm going to Broadway, because The Little Mermaid had just opened up on Broadway the previous year. And y'all know me. Y'all know me. Do I have any of my, yeah, there it is. I was like, do I have any of my shit up here? Yes, I do. There it is. There it all is. Yes, good job, past me. I think that was a great decision. So we got tickets. I saw The Little Mermaid. I saw In the Heights. And then I saw the G-Slur musical with Patti LuPone. G-Slur musical is not one of my favorites. But Patti fucking LuPone, you gotta see that bitch at least once in your life, because she's a legend. So got to see Lin-Manuel before he got super big. And then I got to see, cause that was still OBC when In the Heights was going. And then it was still OBC for Little Mermaid. Was it still? I think it also might have still been OBC. Like, apparently a lot of shows open up springtime. Like, they open up in time to be considered for Tony Awards the following year. So I was at a point to where all of the OBC actors for these shows were still in the middle of their contracts. So nobody had left yet. That is very, very rare. So like a fall trip to go see some shows, if you want to go see the original people, is not a bad idea. Anyway, so I go see The Little Mermaid. I still have my like fancy souvenir program with all the professional pictures. It's on my bookshelf in my bedroom. And that was everything, anything and everything. And it's funny because 16 years later, which is now, I saw Death Becomes Her in the same theater. So it's funny that The Little Mermaid was in the Lunt-Fontanne Theater. That's also the theater that Beauty and the Beast was in 1994. And now Death Becomes Her is there. It is a, like, big, really ornate, like, I understand why Disney picked it for a lot of their early shows. But I loved it. I thought it was amazing. It did okay. Disney had really big hits on Broadway in the 90s, but Little Mermaid came in 2007, and then when the recession hit in 2008, the 2008 recession was not great for the theater world. So unfortunately, The Little Mermaid didn't do as well as its predecessors, not because it wasn't a good show, but because a recession hit. And people couldn't afford to go see live theater. But it did tour for a long time afterwards, like years it toured. And I'm wondering if it might tour again because of the live action film. But they currently are doing Broadway stuff now with Aladdin and with Frozen. Lion King, Aladdin, and Frozen are the current Broadway shows, and they're working on Hercules. Hercules! It's playing in Europe right now because Disney likes to workshop a lot of their shit on European audiences before bringing it to Broadway. And y'all know us millennials love us some Hercules. That's some good music. So, I don't know if they're going to have room for a revival of The Little Mermaid right now. But, wishful thinking. All of this yapping to say it's part of your world time. I will sing another one of Ariel's songs, like a musical original, because they are excellent, but I have to sit down and learn it, and that didn't happen. So, we're doing the OG. We're doing part of your world. It's Disney time. Buckle up, kids. It's mermaid autism time. Let's go. Okay. See if I can hear this. It's been a while since I've sang this. We'll see how rusty I am. Maybe.
If only I could make my father understand. I just don't see how a world that makes such wonderful things could be bad. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around here, you think, sure, she's got everything. I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got figures and manga galore. You want thingamabobs, journals? I've got 20 over there. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I want to be where the people are. I want to see them dancing, walking around on those, what do you call them? Oh, feet. Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing, strolling along down what's that word again? Street. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world. What would I give if I could live out of these waters? What would I pay to spend a day warm on the sand? Betcha on land they'd understand. Bet they don't reprimand their daughters. Bright young women, sick of swimming, ready to stand and ready to know what the people know. Ask them my questions and get some answers. What's a fire and why does it, what's the word? Burn. When's it my turn? Wouldn't I love to explore that shore above, out of the sea. Wish I could be part of that world. It's my girl!
itching the entire time. The allergies are killing me. It's like I go outside and automatically the sneezing starts. The middle of that song is still hard for me. It's like, it's right in this awkward point where it's like, I could go kind of heady with it or I could go chesty with it. I'm trying to figure out what feels the best still. I mean, I'm obsessed with this song, so I want to perfect it, and I am a perfectionist, so. I love my girl. Mwah. Best girl. Ooh, I'm going to be revamping my Ariel cosplay this year. I'm staring at my wig. My messy ass wig that really needs a brushing. But summertime this year, Ariel's getting a reboot because it was kind of a casual cosplay, but I'm gonna be fixing the top and fixing the wig. So come August for a convention, my ass will be back in mermaid form. So honestly, I love when people cosplay like theater characters. Like, I do recognize some theater characters. Like, if I'm walking around an anime convention, I've seen an Elle Woods. I mean, that was from a movie first, but, like, Broadway Elle Woods. I've seen some, well, Mean Girls, again, was a movie first. But, like, the musical costumes. I've definitely seen Wicked cosplayers running around. So, honestly, I would love to do, like, Mrs. Lovett Sweeney cosplay. Like, have me in an apron and like Victorian garb covered in flour carrying a rolling pin. Just wandering around the convention a la the Sanderson sisters. Like, that's the goal. That's the dream. Right? That's what I'm just... Do you think if I have a rolling pin, I'd have to check it at weapons check? It's a blunt object, but technically it's not a weapon. Technically... It might be prop check, but maybe not weapons check. Damn, yeah, no, they're gonna have to put the orange tape on it. If you could hit somebody with it, you gotta check it. Yeah, man, you gotta do prop check. That was part of my job for a while. I had a run doing, being a props master, back in college. And I was pretty good at it. I was, me and this other trans person in college, we props mastered Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, which is an enormous fucking production. That had so many props, and I was in the prop shop every day, polishing shit, building shit, crafting shit. I baked consumables for the opening scene in the town where there's like children eating bread and Cinderella goes and buys like muffins and shit. Honestly, and I feel like a lot of cosplayers and people into anime and games are also theater people because the skill sets overlap, right? Like there's a lot of the same stuff going on in between these worlds. So, well, of course. And we're all gay. We're all queer. Just a bunch of queer people with weird hobbies. That's what we are. We're all gonna find each other eventually. All right. I know, Banner. I know. I'm not used to having big props. I think I have an extra rolling pin because I wouldn't want to bring like my grandmother's rolling pin because that's got to stay in the house for safekeeping. But I've got an extra that I think I picked up at Goodwill. Just because, sometimes one rolling pin is not enough. Sometimes you got to have another if you're making different sets of stuff. I could make one out of foam, but like if I already have a cheap ass rolling pin, why would I put in the time and effort? The time and effort would be going into because she's got some crazy hair, so it would be in the wig and it would be in the costume. But if I wanted something that was non-threatening. Oh, well, I don't know. I feel like you may already just get tagged anyway because you're just carrying something around. Anyway. How many songs I got left? I put my mouse over here so I wouldn't have to move, and I have to press the escape key. That's what I have to do. That's why I keep moving. Move the mouse back! Now, in Texas, everything gets checked. Motherfucker, if you got props, you getting checked. We just had that whole talk about Beauty and the Beast, so why not? Yeah, less heavy, like bonks for photo shoots. So, Beauty and the Beast. We just had a discussion on this. I do believe, because they had a production going on, like official Disney did a production in Australia of Beauty and the Beast, and it went very well. And I did notice in my, because I'm signed up to receive news from Broadway across America, the people what bring the shows to your city. Beauty and the Beast is touring. So if you want to go see this revival of Beauty and the Beast while it's on a national tour, you should go check out your local concert halls, local theaters in your cities, and see if it's coming to a city near you, because I have heard good things about this production. And Belle, I believe, I don't know if she's indigenous, but she's played by a person of color. I don't know if the Beast is, because I did not see his actor. I only saw him in the fursuit. I don't know if they posted any pictures of the actor with the suit off, if I'm being completely honest with you. I only remember fursuit Beast. So, getting your partner to the theater is impossible. Just, you gotta bat your eyelashes. I want to share something that's important to me. Or just go by yourself. Damn. Get you a ticket and take yourself on the date to the theater. That's just what he's a real beast. That's why people were raving about this revival, is because they found a real beastie. They found a real beast man to play the Beast. I wonder what prosthetics they used to make him human at the end. We have to talk to the makeup artist. All right, it is time. Beauty and the Beast. Speaking of Angela, here's another Angela Lansbury song. I will never escape her. I never want to escape her. Let's get it. Ballroom scene. Sneak some more water. Tale as old as time, true as it can be, barely even friends, then somebody bends unexpectedly. Just a little change, small to say the least, both a little scared, neither one prepared, Beauty and the Beast. Ever just the same, ever a surprise, ever as before, ever just as sure as the sun will rise. Tale as old as time. Didn't quite get that, Chi Chains. Tune as old as song.
Bittersweet and strange, finding you can change, learning you were wrong. Certain as the sun, rising in the east, tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast. Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast. Off to the cupboard with you now, Chip. It's past your bedtime. Good night, love. One day I will have a Beauty and the Beast tea set. One day I will have a Mrs. Potts teapot and a little Chip teacup. I know they released one some years ago. I could probably find it secondhand if I search hard enough. You know, originally, Angela Lansbury, she didn't want to sing the song. The household objects had an argument. Because Angela Lansbury, Mrs. Potts, was trying to throw it off on Jerry Orbach, who played Lumiere. And he's like, no, I'm not singing this. You sing it. And Angela Lansbury was super intimidated. She's like, I'm not singing this. You sing it. And Alan Menken is like, both of you have been on Broadway. Why are we throwing this song around? Why are you scared of this song? So Alan Menken had to like sit her down and work it through it with her. And eventually, I just wonder if like maybe she thought she was too old or something. But like, for a hot second, poor Alan was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get anybody to sing this fucking song. But he did. He got her to do it. And I'm really glad he did. Because I was like, bitch, you have been Auntie Mame. You were Mrs. Lovett. You have done harder songs, ma'am. But, you know, sometimes when women age, they get a little self-conscious. Especially when you're in the entertainment industry. So, there we go. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Beauty and the Beast. Speaking of beasties, mine's over here sleeping. I was going to pick her up and dance with her, but then I felt bad. I didn't want to wake her up. She's just snoozing away. You'd think all this singing wake her up, but she's used to it. She's used to it. Although I am the phantom of my apartment complex. I had some new neighbors move in above me. And we were talking and they were like, no, we met the guy, across the building next to us. And he said it was real quiet over here, except they hear an opera singer at odd times of the day. Isn't that funny? And I'm like, I think he's talking about me. And my partner just loses it laughing. And I'm like, I am a voice teacher. I practiced for my own performances. That is probably me. You will probably hear me. Just let me know if I have a curfew when I need to stop. And they're like, no, it's fine. And I'm like, nah, for real. Because that neighbor is pregnant. Like, she's gonna have a baby in a few months. So I'm like, let me know if there's like baby. I'm mysterious until you meet me, and then I am very not mysterious at all. But no, if you just, if you're walking around the apartment, like going to the laundry room, and you just hear like, oh, like you just hear that from down the fucking hall, like with your laundry basket. Yeah, that'd be a little weird. Although I think they're doing renovations before baby gets here, so they're not here now. They said I shouldn't have to change my schedule up too much, but we'll see. I miss the chef boys. Chef boys had weird schedules. They were either asleep or at the restaurant or like smoking weed. Because sometimes I would come home and they'd be on the balcony and I would smell it, and then I would look up and there they'd be, and I'm like, hey. But nah, they seem chill. They'll be all right. But
Phantom of the Apartment Complex. That's me. Speaking of Phantom, why not? Let's do some Phantom of the Opera. It's on topic. Although, honestly, What's up, Abner? Hey, friend. I haven't seen you in a minute. Good to see ya. I have not sang this song since I last sang it on karaoke, which was over a year ago. So we're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna see. This is number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, not Mambo number 5. This is Wishing You Were. Somehow I can spell here again. I am not doing the title song. A, because I don't have a phantom. B, no. B, no. I am not doing it. It is a lot. Eventually, maybe, I'll record it. But funnily enough, Phantom of the Opera, a lot of times in recent years, Christine will sing everything else live, but those last, like those last things until she goes, like that E, what is that, E flat 6? I think that's what that is. She just records that, and they play the recording of that, because she's literally running, like, across the top of the stage with the Phantom chasing after her, and then she's supposed to stop, and, like, there she goes. I don't know how she's supposed to be doing that while running, so I think, I'm pretty sure that's recorded, and it has been for quite a few years, but the rest of it, she sings live. It's just, because for a while they had the Christines doing that 8 shows a week. But then they were like, you know what? Maybe we should be nicer to our actors and let's just record that. Although there was a note from the Phantom on the official Phantom of the Opera social media account, that the Phantom will be back in a different place that is better than Broadway, but like still in the US. So it closed pretty, was it last year or was it 2023? It might have been 2023 when Phantom closed. Yes, because it opened in 1982, I want to say. I might have had my dates wrong, but it closed fairly recently. But now Phantom's over here writing notes on Instagram saying he's going to be back soon. So they're Lloyd Webber's planning shit. Cinderella did not go how he wanted it to go, so he's like, maybe I'll just give the people what they want and bring Phantom back. So anyway, this song is I'm pretty sure this song is the top of Act 2 from Phantom. This is the song Christine sings when she's in the graveyard. Opinions before we jump in. Emmy Rossum was much, much too young to play Christine. Because a real 16-year-old does not have a voice like that. Yes, physically she was able to hit those notes. But they sounded a little anemic. That poor girl was way, way too young to play Christine. They did not need to cast a 16-year-old. But Gerard Butler is the Phantom. Yes, yes, all day. All day. I will take Gerard Butler as the Phantom all day long. But if you want to watch a recorded version of Phantom of the Opera, I will say the one to watch is the 25th anniversary edition recording of Ramin Karimloo and Sierra Bages, who was Ariel on Broadway, at the Royal Albert Hall in London on the West End. If you want a recorded version of Phantom to watch, that is a pro shot of the stage production. And mwah, they did excellent. So I'm just adding more shit to watch parties at this point. But let's get our Phantom on before I keep talking. Where is it? We did Sweeney, we did Ariel, we did Beauty and the Beast, we did... Where did you go? Fantasy, Party World, Five Fine Line, Nothing, Ladies Who Lunch, Beauty and the Beast, Memory, somewhere. It's not in my playlist. I have to pull it up. I goofed!
No, you're not missing the hot takes. You're chatting them. I get it.
Wishing you were some here again. Ways to amaze and surprise my neighbors.
We're winging it. Let's go. Oh, add hell. Got it. Okay. Sad song time. You were once my one companion. You were all that mattered. You were once a friend and father. Then my world was shattered. Wishing you were somehow here again. Wishing you were somehow near. Sometimes it seemed if I just dreamed, somehow you would be here. Wishing I could hear your voice again, knowing that I never would. Dreaming of you won't help me to do all that you dreamed I could. Passing bells and sculpted angels, cold and monumental, seem for you the wrong companions. You were warm and gentle. Hello, Pawn. Nice to see you. Velcro heard high notes and left. She hates high stuff. Too many years fighting back tears. Why can't the past just die? Wishing you were somehow here again, knowing we must say goodbye. Try to forgive, teach me to live, give me the strength to try. No more memories, no more silent tears, no more gazing across the wasted years. Help me say goodbye. Help me say goodbye.
Oh boy.
Thank you. Pretend I'm in a big fluffy dress. Thank you. Hi, Pon. Welcome. Happy Saturday. I hope you're having a good Saturday. My nose, again, with the itching. I don't know if it's like the vibrations of the air in my nose or what's making it itch while I sing, but I'm sitting there and I'm trying to hit a note and I'm like, ah! and I can feel the mucus. There's just like a glob of it stuck in my throat. But I drank a strawberry horchata with my dinner, so that probably didn't help. Bad voice teacher, bad. But honestly, that wasn't as difficult as I remembered it being. But I have since met with a new voice teacher and learned some shit, so maybe it helped. Maybe taking classes in this thing that you want to improve upon can help you improve upon it. Ooh, novel concept. Because there are other things. Because back a few years ago, before Phantom closed, they were having, like, open auditions for a new Christine. And I threw my hat in the ring. I filmed it in here in this office. I put on a frilly dress, and they wanted you to sing Think of Me. That was not my best work. Because I was like, oh, if I don't get in, I'll just upload it. And then I was just not pleased with how that went. But that might be one that I think of me fondly when we say goodbye. I might play with that one. Add that to the list. Because this is the only song from Phantom I've done from karaoke. Because, like, people usually expect the title track or Think of Me. But this one, it's too good. It's too good! This is probably my favorite Christine solo. I prefer the writing of this one rather than Think of Me. But, Think of Me is supposed to be written in the style of an art song. And I sang those all the time in college. I was so... Oh, God. There was a book. Other singers in the chat, you can tell me if you've had this book. If you were ever in choir or music in school, and in, like, middle school, high school, college, there was a series of books of, like, 25 art songs for the blank singer. And in the blank, you would fill in tenor, baritone, alto, soprano. So, like, 25 art songs for the soprano singer or the alto singer. And every voice teacher had those damn books on their bookshelf. And when they would reach for them, you'd be like, ugh, because you just didn't want to sing anything from those damn books ever again. And I think the reason I don't like Think of Me is because it reminds me of songs from that particular series of books. Because I sang shit out of the alto book in high school, and then when I went to college, they were like, we're singing out of the soprano book, Martha. We're putting on our big girl pants, and we're singing stuff from the soprano book. Wishing. It's good. No, I get it. Sometimes you don't want a sad song. Past the Point of No Return is probably one of my favorite duets. Like, it's fucked up, but the music slaps. It's good. Honestly, I made my partner sit through the 25th anniversary recording with me. They fell asleep. They're like, no, I watched it. And I'm like, uh-huh. Of course you did. Right? I feel that. See, okay, but here's the thing. When I was younger, I was all about the Phantom. But as I get older, Raoul makes more sense. Because, they're with the rise of, like, incels and shit, I'm like, Phantom, you're acting a fool. You're starting to act like an incel, bruh. So, like, I feel like Raoul's not the, you know what I mean? Like, the man is gonna provide for you and, like, not be mentally unhinged. Also, the fucking sequel! The sequel! I knew somebody was gonna bring up Love Never Dies. I have never listened to Love Never Dies all the way through. If that tells you how I feel about Love Never Dies, I have never listened to it all the way through because I feel like that musical was Andrew Lloyd Webber being butthurt. Because he wrote Phantom based off of what he thought of himself. He saw himself as the Phantom and Sarah Brightman as Christine. And I feel like that's a common pattern that he has in his shows. The tortured, deformed genius and the bright, beautiful, young artist that he is in love with.
And yeah, you love the songs. I mean, there are some good songs in it, but the story is ass. He's plenty unhinged. I mean, I don't think anybody in that musical is okay. They all experience the same trauma, right? That's why they're there. Yeah, it could be done better, but I know, like, because Lloyd Webber specifically brought in Sierra Bodges to be Christine for that show. So, like, anything she sings is gonna be good, because she's a good singer. It's a wild ride. I just prefer the OG myself. But, you know, I would go see it if it went on tour because I'm curious. I've got this morbid curiosity about the sequel. Like, I'd buy some cheap seats. I'd be up in the nosebleeds. But I might go see it just out of morbid curiosity. Okay, so why don't we... Do I have any more 80s musicals? Because we might wrap up the 80s section. Let me double check. What we got? Hi. Is it pet me time now that I'm done with the high notes? Is that what that is? She's like, pet me! Pet me! Okay. I'll give you a choice, chat. I have 2 more songs from 80s musicals to sing. So I will give you a choice. We have another Andrew Lloyd Webber with Cats. Because, honestly, it's wild, it's crazy. The plot is barely a thread. But goddamn, I love me some Cats. I love Cats. The 1998 recording. Mwah! That was beautiful. Loved that shit. I still want to see Cats on tour. Eventually. But I also have from one of my top 3 musicals of all time, Into the Woods. The furries are voting for Cats. What a shock. What a shocker. But we have Into the Woods, not the witch. I have to work on the witch's songs more before I feel comfortable bringing them up in karaoke. But Cinderella's song from Into the Woods. So we have On the Steps of the Palace from Into the Woods, or we have Memory, Grisabella's song from Cats. I haven't done either of these songs. The only song I've done from Into the Woods on karaoke was Agony, because I'm a fucking goober. Okay, damn it, we need a tiebreaker. We got 2 votes for Cats and 2 votes for Into the Woods. We got Dally and Jimmy for Cats, and we got Abner and Velvet for Into the Woods. So, somebody, Lorenzo, Pillow, anybody, Pon, be the tiebreaker. Are you still here? Be the tiebreaker. Give me a vote and give me a tissue. Oh my God, I'm sitting here just rubbing my nose. I'm sorry. Ah! I'm so itchy. After this, I'm just gonna like wash all the pollen off of me. The weather is so nice, so I want to be outside, but then I'm just like... Velcro, do you want to be the tiebreaker? What do you want? I'm going to give her 2 hands. And she's going to choose which one to pet her. If she picks the hand with the brace, we're going with Cats. If she picks the hand without the brace, we're going to go with Into the Woods. Which hand you want? Which hand do you want to be pet with? Which one? She picked the hand without the brace. We're doing Into the Woods. I'm doing both. I'm singing both tonight. It's just whichever is first. And then she went for the hand with the brace. So, Into the Woods first, and then we'll jump into Memory. So, I'll just put both songs in here, and we'll just jump from one to the other. So, we have On the Steps of the Palace from Into the Woods, followed by Memory from Cats. LGI, let's get it, let's go! No, we are not. I could count. Of the Palace. Some of these titles, I'm just like, you just put all the words. Okay. I will say, I was a cat's child. My mother hates cats. Into the Woods is not one of her favorites, but she likes it better than cats, but she saw it in the 80s, and she was like, I was done with my drug doing by that point, so it was not for me. And I'm like, damn, Mom, okay. Okay. Jeez. Okay. He's a very smart prince. He's a prince who prepares, knowing this time I'd run from him. He spread pitch on the stairs. I was caught unawares, and I thought, well, he cares. This is more than just malice. Better take stop and take stock while you're standing here stuck on the steps of the palace. You think, what do you want? You think, make a decision. Why not stay and be caught? You think, well, it's a thought. What would be his response? But then what if he knew who you were when you know that you're not what he thinks that he wants? And then what if you are what a prince would envision? Although how can you know who you are till you know what you want, which you don't? So then which do you pick, where you're safe and you're out of the... Oh, pfft. Hold on. God, this is wordy. This has lots of words. I just started learning this one, if I'm completely honest with you. I was like, I got this. No. Back it up. I'm gonna start it over. We're gonna start it again. What a prince would envision. Although how can you know who you are till you know what you want, which you don't? So then which do you pick, where you're safe out of sight and yourself, but where everything's wrong? Okay. Alright, I got it. Take two. He's a very smart prince. He's a prince who prepares. And knowing this time I'd run from him, he spread pitch on the stairs. I was caught unawares, and I thought, well, he cares. This is more than just malice. Better stop and take stock while you're standing here stuck on the steps of the palace. Some of those notes were wrong. You think, make a decision. Why not stay and be caught? You think, well, it's a thought. What would be his response? But then what if he knew who you were when you know that you're not what he thinks that he wants? And then what if you are what a prince would envision? Although how can you know who you are till you know what you want, which you don't? So then which do you pick, where you're safe out of sight in yourself, but where everything's wrong? Or where everything's right and you know that you'll never be long? And whichever you pick, do it quick, 'cause you're starting to stick to the steps of the palace. It's your first big decision. The choice isn't easy to make. To arrive at a ball is exciting and all. Once you're there, though, it's scary. And it's fun to deceive when you know you can leave, but you have to be wary. There's a lot that's at stake, but you've stalled long enough 'cause you're still standing stuck in the stuff on the steps. Better run along home and avoid the collision. Even though they don't care, you'll be better off there where there's nothing to choose, so there's nothing to lose. So you pry up your shoes, and then from out of the blue, and without any guide, you know what your decision is, which is not to decide. You'll just leave him a clue. For example, a shoe. Then you'll see what he'll do. Now it's he and not you who is stuck with a shoe in a stew in the goo. And you've learned something too, something you never knew, on the steps of the palace. we're going to put a bookmark in that one. I'm going to work on the rhythm. There is no, in that accompaniment, cycle, 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 cycle. It's hard to tell where you are if you've lost your place. So we're going to put a pin in that one, and I'm going to bring it back next karaoke session, maybe the one after it. Give myself some more. Yeah, no, the one after it, because next week I have deadlines. Because I got to fit 2 karaoke sessions in before April ends. And I've got a week and a half left to do that. So, we're going to put a pin in it for a couple weeks. I'm going to spend some more time with it. And we'll do it again. But, I should know memory. And if I don't, then Velcro gets extra treats tonight. Although, I'm going to have to skip. Because there's a whole intro portion. Because we don't need Monka Straps talking. Yeah, there was a whole minute 15-second intro. But let's do it. Let me know who your favorite Grizabella is. Are we Elaine Page or Betty Buckley stans? Let me know.
Memory, turn your face to the moonlight. Let your memory lead you. Open up, enter in. If you find there the meaning of what happiness is, then a new life will begin. Memory, all alone in the moonlight, I can smile at the old days. I was beautiful then. I remember a time I knew what happiness was. Let the memory live again. Burnt out ends of smoky days, the stale cold smell of morning. A street lamp dies, another night is over, another day is dawning. Daylight, I must wait for the sunrise. I must think of a new life, and I mustn't give in. When the dawn comes, tonight will be a memory too, and a new day will begin. Sunlight through the trees in summer, endless masquerading. Like a flower as the dawn is breaking, the memory is fading. She hates it. Touch me, it's so easy to leave me all alone with the memory of my days in the sun. If you touch
She said, "You are not singing to me. You are not picking me up and singing to me. No." Hi, Misaki. The fact that you came in on the cat song was pretty excellent timing. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. Thank you. There are 2 different versions of endings to this song. I did the Elaine Page version. A new day has begun. She goes down. Betty Buckley, on the other hand, goes up. I think she jumps the octave. Yeah. A new day has begun. She jumps the octave and goes up. I'm pretty sure that's how Betty Buckley won her Tony Award, is with Grisabella. And actually, oh damn it, I didn't pick up. It was a Broadway magazine where they had all these like old Broadway figureheads do photo shoots, and they had Betty Buckley doing a revised Grisabella photo shoot. Betty Buckley is from Dallas, Texas. So she is a Texan who made her way up to Broadway. She was in like the Pajama Game back in the day. She was in Cats. She was in 1776. She did a lot of good stuff, and she teaches a lot of master classes to theater kids in Texas. She was in a concert, a benefit concert recently, but I forget what for. But I follow her on the Instagram. She's real sweet. My mother loves her. Doesn't like cats, but she loves Betty Buckley. If none of y'all know who these people are, my gay friends, I will take you by the hands and I will teach you. 'Cause my friends taught me about the gayness of pathetic men in video games, and I'm going to teach you about the gayness of theater divas, because that was my gay youth, was theater divas. So we finished up the 80s musicals. We are done with the 1980s. We have a lot of contemporary stuff, but I think we also have one from earlier that I may have skipped. Let's double check. Yeah, we got one from the 60s that I skipped over. So we're gonna do... Has anybody heard of West Side Story? Just this little musical called West Side Story. Just, you know, a little retelling of Romeo and Juliet in New York City. With the white people and the Puerto Ricans, you know. That was little, they say. Yeah, I know. So Sondheim, this is one of his collaboration works. He did the lyrics for West Side Story, and Leonard Bernstein, I believe, I'm pretty sure it was Leonard Bernstein, did the music. And Jerome Robbins did the choreography. So they actually, I have not seen the new West Side Story film with Rachel Zegler. That's okay. That's all right. I get it. Listen, I'm very girly pop today. I get it. But I have not seen, I know Miss Rachel Zegler can sing her pants off, so I probably should watch the new movie. But I grew up with the movie from, I think it was the late 60s with Natalie Wood and Rita Moreno. So I grew up on that movie. My mother loved it, so she made me watch it. And then, did I see it in New York, or was it on tour? I saw it. I think it might have been in New York, actually, because they had a revival when I was in school, and so I went and saw West Side Story. Excellent show. Now, this is a karaoke stream, so I can sing whatever I want, but I would not be able to play this role because she is a Puerto Rican lady, the character singing this. This is Maria's song towards the end of the show, and she's singing... Somewhere we would be able to be together. Sometime we would be able to be together. Somehow we would be able to be together, but it is not at this time and in this country right now. Because, you know, they dared to be white and Puerto Rican in love. So, yeah, you know, Romeo and Juliet kind of shit. So this is Somewhere. Bit of a shorter one, but this one... I remember trying to learn to sing in my youth. because I thought if I could master this song, I could master high notes. I have found that there are harder songs, but I thought this was peak back in the day. So we're going to do it. So let's do it. There's a place for us, somewhere a place for us, peace and quiet and open air, wait for us somewhere. There's a time for us, someday a time for us, time together with time to spare, time to learn, time to care, someday. Nope. We're gonna do that again. We're gonna do it. Time to care. Someday, somewhere, we'll find a new way of living. We'll find a way of forgiving somewhere. There's a place for us, a time and place for us. Hold my hand and we're halfway there. Hold my hand and I'll take you there. Somehow, someday, somewhere. I love those lyrics. I feel like this is such a beautiful example of Sondheim's lyrics. Because sometimes mans can go, he can go a little crazy. He can get real wordy. But this is just like the most beautiful, like simplistic, straightforward. Like you don't need to use a lot of words to be poignant. And I think this is an excellent example of that. So I do believe, with that being done, thank you. It is time to get into the contemporaries. 90s, 2000s, beyond. I swear to God, I will sing newer musicals eventually. These are my nostalgia goggles that I'm wearing right now. So, what do we got? Okay, so we got someday, maybe someday, sometime, somewhere. Funny. All right, so I'll give y'all the choice again, chat, because I got two songs left. I got Avenue Q or I got Wicked. The two musicals that were up for Best Musical Tony Award in 2004. And everybody thought Wicked was gonna win. And then Avenue Q, came out of left field. And Avenue Q snatched up that Best Musical Tony Award, and the critics were like, whoa. But I get it. So y'all are like, it depends on the song. So we've got Fine Fine Line from Avenue Q, Kate Monster's solo. Listen, I can't do a full, like, goofy Avenue Q number without a full cast. I would need to cast a whole song. So I've got Kate Monster's solo number. Why did I pick the sad girl songs for both? I have a type. When I pick songs to sing, I have a type. So I've got Fine Fine Line from Avenue Q, and I'm Not That Girl from Wicked. I picked the sad songs. They are fun to sing. I'm a sucker for a ballad. God, I'm like a little old. I was raised by my grandparents. I'm like a little old person. Love a sad song. Nara says Avenue Q first and on Wicked. Because again, I'm going to do both. You did this to yourself. I'm going to sit here and laugh. Okay, fine, laugh. But which one first? I'm going to let y'all think, and I'm going to get some more water. I just finished what was in my water bottle. Let me refill, and I'll be right back. We'll come to your decision. Be right back, people. Okay. Where am I at? Ah, that's the wrong one. There it is. Oh, God. Okay. Wicked, then Avenue. We're ending with Avenue Q tonight. Okay. All right. That makes sense to me. Did anybody go to SakuraCon this weekend? Abner, I can't remember if you're a California person or a Pacific Northwest person. I've been watching. There were two conventions happening this weekend. SakuraCon and then WeebCon in Texas. And I worked WeebCon for the past 2 years, and then they decided they were going to do their own idol shit. So I was like, okay, bye. And it's been a mess. So I've just been sitting here scrolling through all the idol shit, good and bad. So, but I do wish I could have gone to Miracle's like idol skate night. That looked like so much fun. Wait, Misaki, what? Kate Monster was played by like the woman who voiced Pinkie Pie? Honestly, why does that fit so well? That's why she could sing. Honestly, you know, some of those My Little Pony songs are kind of fun. Like The Art of the Dress and then Pinkie Pie's Smile, Smile, Smile. I could sing those. Those would be fun. I don't know if people would like clown on me for singing pony songs, but like some of those songs are good. They had good writers for a while, at least, until, you know, season 4 or 5, it started to go downhill. But those first 3 seasons, I enjoyed those. You'll fight them. Sharon Chan Kent. Okay. Slay. I love that. Yes. Sing the car. Honestly, My partner actually recommended that I do like cartoon nostalgia stream. Like I should sing like shit from our childhoods. That's like cartoony, but I know we have multiple generations in the chat. So I would probably have to do some like timeline shit. You know, start from you know, our eldest marshmallows childhoods into, you know, the babies when the childhood wasn't so long ago. I was laughing and no one in the audience understood why, but Kate Monster opened her mouth and I heard Pinky immediately. That's great. I love that. I love that you had that experience. That's excellent. I also love when like performers get to like do those multiple avenues of creating, you know? It's fun. Okay, so we'll do Wicked first, and then we'll do Avenue Q. That seems to be the consensus. So we have I'm Not That Girl. And number 10, round it out. There's a fine line. I'll make that a little smaller just so it doesn't block my head. Hey Shannon, Kate Monster sounds really familiar. That's funny. That's funny. See, I kind of feel like I felt similarly because I recently finished, this is not a musical, please excuse the tangent. I recently finished a rewatch of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the animated series. And when I found out that Gray Delisle voiced Azula, I was like, Daphne? Daphne from Scooby-Doo? Daphne's not having a great mental health day. She might have lost her marbles. You need to go back and see Scooby and Shaggy and maybe get a little hit or something. Cause girl, you are not having a good day. That was wild. I was just like, right? Voice actors are so cool. Honestly, I've thought about making like a voice acting demo and like trying to, you know, get in to do stuff, but like, I feel like anybody in the VTubing sphere or like the idol sphere wants to dub over anime. I don't think I want to do that. I feel bad because a lot of my friends work for Funimation. Ugh, I feel bad, but like, I rarely ever watch dubbed anime. I watch subbed. Like, speak your truth. I rarely, like, that's how my friends make their living, and I'm like, I'm so fucking happy for you, and I'm so happy you have fans. I haven't heard any of your performances. Ooh. Unless video games. That's what I'm saying. A lot of my friends who do anime dubbing also do video games. So I've had a few bit roles in games, like, that my friends have made. They're like, hey, like, my friend Michaela Laws, we were buddies in college, and we were, I'm pretty sure we were roommates when she first started coding her game Seduce Me. So she's now like a voice actor, casting director, and then she does games. So she had me do a few bit roles in her games because she's like, hey, I know you do a really good old lady voice, or hey, I hear you do this kind of voice. Yeah, Michaela Laws, we were roommates in college. And then besties. We work better as friends than roommates, but she's still one of my buddies. And she's always like, bitch, when are you coming to Chicago? I went and found a husband in Texas, and I have visited you, and I dragged him back up here to the Midwest, so I need you to drag your happy ass back up here and visit me. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, small world is fucking right? It's so funny that a lot of people down here in Texas are like, how do you know Michaela? And I'm like, we went to the same tiny school in Illinois, and somehow the weebs found each other. I remember I don't know if it's still up on YouTube. We recorded a dance cover from Haruhi Suzumiya in our acting classroom when no one was there our freshman year. I might still have that video, but I don't know if it's up on the internet still. But why was I? Oh, voice acting. Right. No. So I would love to do games, and I would also love to do like cartoons that originate in English, like Avatar or The Dragon Prince, Voltron. Like, I would love to do shows like that, but I feel like most of those shows are recorded in Canada. And when you're here in Texas, you're doing anime dubbing. So, Dragon Prince is excellent! Thank you. Misaki, you're my people. You're my people. You get me. Dragon Prince is great. I'm behind, though. Please do. I need to watch the last 2 seasons. No, lots in Los Angeles. I don't want to move to Los Angeles. I don't want to move to Los Angeles. I really don't. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of fucking people. That's a little too people-y for me. You feel me? You know, I don't know. Really? Where are you? Abner. You would be able to voice so many characters. I can just hear you in different shows in my head. You know? You should. Absolutely. Boy, if radio plays were still a thing, I used to be really into those. I used to love, I guess it would be like a dramatic podcast, I guess is what you would call it these days. Check out your IMDb. Fuck it up, Abner. Yeah. No, my partner has kind of talked about it because they've done like some tech work out there, but you know. 30! Well, shit, I have new stuff to listen to. Excellent! Yes, those are so much fun. I love listening to it, like, when my office is a fucking mess, or if I'm washing dishes, or, like, you know, doing a sweep and swiffer of the apartment, having a little something on in the background is what you do. Magnus Archives. Ooh, haven't heard of that. I'll have to listen to that. Sorry, we went down a rabbit hole about voice acting. I'm supposed to be singing, but, you know, honestly, karaoke streams always end up karaoke and yap. I usually do 10 to 12 songs and we yap because that's how I do shit. I was looking through my most recent performance. I was able to cut down the MCs because I was watching my Northwest Idol Fest performance before my last performance in March. And I was like, Jesus Christ, Martha, you are info dumping on the audience about magical girls in between every single fucking song. Cut the MC down. Shut up. I'm like, what's that guy in the Looney Tunes? Shut up. That was me myself. So I was able to cut the MC short for the last show. So I'm hoping for my like in-person shows, I can cut the yapping short. But like, I don't know. Are y'all into the yapping on stream? I never know. I sometimes I can't quite gauge what the reaction is. Do y'all like yapping or do you usually shut up and get on with it? I'm gonna take a minute. Sit down for a second. Oof. I'm so tiny. I lost so many inches. I lost like 2 feet. I'm sorry, I shouldn't make short jokes. We have short people in the chat. I shouldn't make short jokes. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoy. Watch yourself. No, Dally would come. Dally would. A bitch would. I gotta watch my head. Or maybe my gut and my shins. I don't have to watch my head. Dally's short. I gotta watch my shins. Oh, good. I'm glad y'all enjoy yapping. Cause I do it a lot. It's so funny. Cause as my last little ramble for the evening, I had a speech disorder when I was little, like 2, 3.
You know, when other kids were speaking in full sentences, I had short phrases and a few words. Or I would go up to other kids and I would want to play, and they would ask me something or talk to me, and I couldn't quite get the words to go from here to here. Or I would just like repeat back what they said to me. So I had to go to speech therapy to like learn how to talk to people. And my mother is always like, you know, I got you speech therapy and now you never shut the fuck up. That's what she always said to me as a child, thinking she was funny. I'm like, yes, you created this monster. You got it fixed. Listen. Now, I still have a few memories of speech therapy. I liked the speech therapy lady. She was cool. She always had, we made flavored beverages every session. God, the last conversation about Kool-Aid or Flavor Aid we had a few days ago, has me cautious about talking about it again, because it went south. But no, we always had little, like, fizzy drink tablets or powders or, like, tea or something. Yeah, no, cool. No, we had a whole conversation about Kool-Aid, and then it went down like James Jones, Jonestown. It went there. That's where our last conversation about Kool-Aid went. And we don't need to go there. Because we were talking about Ace Attorney, and they were fucking Gumshoe was talking about potassium cyanide, and then we were talking about Kool-Aid. That's how we got there from the opposite direction. And you know when Elita comes up into the streams being like, facts, and I'm like, cool, and then Henry came up with like even darker fact, and I'm like, oh no. But you know what? We learn important things on these streams, okay? We learn stuff. But we blame no, we can blame, yes, it was educational, it was just very dark. But no, we can blame, everybody blames everything on Gumshoe. What? We're joining the party. Poor bastard. We also talked about how Bernie Sanders would advocate for Gumshoe to have a living wage instead of living off of ramen and rice and beans. We listen and we don't judge. Oh, God. Okay, I already added that. Hey, word! Listen, even if he's a dumbass, dumbasses deserve to eat and have a roof over their head, all right? All right? He might judge you a little bit, but even the dumbass deserves a roof over his head and food on his table. My constituents, do you agree? Because somebody, I think it was a new chatter that was like, why does Gumshoe sound like Bernie Sanders? And I'm like, you know what? Shush. Shush. All right, well, let's get on with Wicked. We're going into sad girl territory now. Okay. You know, question. For future karaoke streams, if I don't have a theme, should I have redeems of singing songs in character voices? Like, I don't know, sing Fine Fine Line like Gumshoe. Or sing Memory as Maya. Or, you know, just any of the stupid voices I do in these games. Just, like, throw them onto karaoke. Yeah? Okay. Yes! No, okay, but there are a few people in the chat who are very opinionated on about the order I should play these games. So we'll have to see. But no, I do want to play the Edgeworth games. Christine, wishing you were somehow here again. Though we never said goodbye. Excuse me. God, it's next in the timeline. Okay. Interesting. No, that granny voice finally knocked that glob of mucus that was in my throat. That knocked it loose. Jesus! Yeah, no, I need to create expensive redeems for people like Dally and Nara and Pillow and everybody who's here like every stream. Yeah, I need more redeems for y'all. I'll start thinking up possibilities. But for now, we're doing some Wicked. I'm Not That Girl. I am singing it in the Idina key because that's what I know best. Although I know Cynthia Erivo sang it. I think they pitched it up for that very low note at the end. But I know it in this key, so that's the one I'm singing it in. Here we go. Toasties. Toasties. Hands touch, eyes meet, sudden silence, sudden heat, hearts leap in a giddy whirl. He could be that boy, but I'm not that girl. Don't dream too far. Don't lose sight of who you are. Don't remember that rush of joy. He could be that boy. I'm not that girl. Every so often we long to steal to the land that what might have been. But that doesn't soften the ache we feel when reality sets back in. Blithe smile, lithe limb. She who's winsome, she wins him. Gold hair with a gentle curl. That's the girl he chose. And heaven knows I'm not that girl. Don't wish, don't start. Wishing only wounds the heart. I wasn't born for the rose and the pearl. There's a girl I know, he loves her so. I'm not that girl.
I hate how it drops off. This karaoke track doesn't have that last chord. It just leaves you hanging in the open without resolving. Boo. Find a different karaoke track. You know, I really like that. I like that song. Although, this is gonna sound so emo. Like, I remember getting, like, being super rejected from somebody and just, like, lying in bed. Were you ever that teenager that would, like, when you were sad, you would listen to sad music to, like, make you sadder? Or I guess not make you sadder, but, like, match your feelings? Yeah, that's more what it was. Matching your feelings. Just some people would watch sad movies or something, but nah. Just that was me just when I was a teenager. Listen, excuse me. I still do that sometimes. Although now more occasionally I write sad shit. The last time I was feeling really, really down, I wrote a really, 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 really depressing song. The next morning I woke up and I took a look at it and I was like, I can't release this. This is dark. I can't. No. I can't put that in the world. That's a lot. But that is why we have journals. That's why we write our feelings out. Okay. Oh, now you want to know? I mean, I've got a couple of different ideas. I have a backing track, or a production, I guess, that I've been sitting on for a couple of years, because I bought it pretty impulsively, because I saw it was on sale, and it was kind of like an 80s vibe, and I was like, yeah! And then it was supposed to be my second song, but then I was like, I changed my mind, I don't like this. And so it's still sitting on my computer, but I've got a couple of ideas for it now. I have commissions to finish up. First of all, I have to finish writing 2 songs for other people, and then I will choose which one. But no, art is a good place to put your dark feelings. It really, listen, I still think that Pretty Hate Machine is 9 Inch Nails' best album, but that was when Trent Reznor was in a really, 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 really bad place, and we don't want him back in that place, but goddammit, it's still my favorite 9 Inch Nails album. That was some good fucking music, even if it came from a really, really, really bad place. That was some good shit. Honestly, I don't think I've ever sang any 9 Inch Nails on karaoke. I don't know. Would you classify that as emo? Grunge? Not grunge. Fix that! like doing doing an alt night, maybe. Do like some emo, some punk, maybe some goth hits. Bela Lugosi is dead. Industrial. That's what I want. That was the term, industrial. Because when I was thinking goth, I was going down that route, but I didn't quite get there. Industrial. But pull out some Bauhaus. I would have to do a lot of learning for that. But I just keep thinking of different karaoke streams I could do. Just because there's so much music in the world, man. There's just so much stuff. Also, before we end tonight, before I sing Fine Fine Line, I'm going to sit down again. Oh, God. Oh, there goes my back. Ugh. Trip over something and your back goes out. Microphone down here. Okay. So, my partner had another idea for a stream. It's not a karaoke stream. It's just a stream in general. And they wanted to get your... I am little. I am very small. My partner was like, you should ask your chat if they would like this. And if so, we'll create a list. Oh, were you? Nara, I bet you would have good suggestions for that. If you have suggestions of some old industrial music you think would be good for a karaoke stream, post them in the Discord. Nara's the goth queen. We must refer to her. What is that? Are we having typos, Nara? Anyway, so my partner was like, hey, you do tier lists sometimes, right? And I'm like, yeah, sometimes. What tier list do you have for me? My partner wants me to rank bald men. They could be anime characters, video game characters, fucking like actors, singers. Mr. Clean, yes, those were the first words out of my mouth when they said that, Misaki. I was like Mr. Clean? I knew you would love it, Dally. I was like, I know at least Yul Abner. I'm gonna lean back. I almost put a song from The King and I on this karaoke session tonight because of my teenhood crush on Yul Brynner, specifically him in The King and I. That man was Russian. He was not Asian in any sense of the word. But that movie is one of my problematic favorites. Was he in Dr. Zhivago? Or am I thinking of a different movie? I might be thinking of something different, but my brain remembers him in Dr. Zhivago. But Yul Brynner was everything. Magnificent Seven, thank you. I was like, I'm seeing snow and I'm seeing him with a mustache, and I can't remember what movie it was. No, I almost put Getting to Know You from King and I on here, but I think I would have to introduce a lot of y'all to Golden Age musical theater. Obviously, not our more wise members of the chat, but I feel like a lot of the Gen Zers I'm gonna have to introduce to the Golden Age of musical theater. I would have to do a lot of Rodgers and Hammerstein, more Leonard Bernstein, others, Cole Porter, that kind of shit. So that would be for another thing. Oklahoma, where the wind starts sweeping down the plain. Yeah, Oklahoma, God, Rex Harrison. I didn't have a crush on him, but I just thought he was really talented. My Fair Lady, I remember when it came on 2 VHS tapes because it was so long. That is one of the longest musicals ever. But it was worth it. You had to get up at the end of VHS tape 1, intermission, and then you go put the second one in. Yep, I didn't own it. I rented it from Blockbuster, and I'm like, why is this 2 tapes? Because it's that long, bitch. They didn't have enough room on just the 1 tape. No, but, okay, so Yul Brynner was not on our initial list that we drafted up. Because I put, some Yakuza people. Of course, I put Mr. Clean, Terry Crews, The Rock. All right, okay, so the bald man tier list is gonna happen. I have to make the list. And if you have suggestions for bald men to put in a ranking or any of the tier titles, put them in the Discord server and we will rank some cue balls. What is Marilyn My Bitterness by Crush Shadows. Marilyn My Bitterness. Okay. Since I have my phone free, I'll do that. I'm gonna write it down. Marilyn My Bitterness. Okay. Do we like FaceCam? I know sometimes Elliot will be like, when am I gonna see your face on camera? And I'm like, brother, I don't know. I'm got so comfy with VTubing. Yeah, I might do it more often, but it might just be like once a month. Like karaoke, I'm gonna start it once a month and then we can build up in frequency. Both is good, right? I like both. Because there are some days where I just cannot. But I think it's so funny. I'm like, Elliot, you asked for FaceCam and your ass is not here. But he may have had plans. I'm just messing with him. The Old Spice guy. Yes. What is his name? We got to put Old Spice Man in the ranking. Because I've got Sayajima from Yakuza, of Shimano, OG Egghead, Vin Diesel, that's his name. I was like, there's another bald actor, and people get him confused with The Rock all the time. Vin Diesel. Not Ben Stiller. Was Bruce Willis bald? Am I confusing him with other people? Was he ever? He is bald. Okay, Bruce Willis goes on. That poor guy. I feel so bad for him. He just celebrated a birthday, but still dealing with dementia. For sure now, yeah. But, yeah, Bruce Willis. Okay. All right.
I don't know if it'll be next week, because I left y'all hanging on Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, so I don't know if we're going to finish that first, or if we'll do Bald Men first. But it'll happen either next week or the week after. Bald Men. All right. One more sip of water, and then we will do Fine, Fine Line. Velcro came back because the song stopped being high. You know, sometimes I wonder, because cats have better hearing than humans, right? I'm wondering if she runs away when I start singing high stuff because she can hear, like, overtones that humans can't. Because I feel like if you start going up, the frequency goes higher, so then the frequencies of those overtones would be, like, crazy, you know what I mean? So she gets overstimulated a little easily, just like her parents. But cats always let you know when they're overstimulated. They're like, ah! Or they might give you a, ow! If you're overstimulating them, they might give you a little bite. Cats have boundaries. You know what I learned about dogs and boundaries? Is if you put a circle of salt or a circle of, like, duct tape around a dog that is very obedient, the dog will not leave the circle unless told. And I'm like, how did y'all learn that and why? I feel bad for this dog. Right? Like, they're protecting him. They're protecting the dog. It is a protection circle. The dog knows not to leave the protection circle or the ookie spookies can get him. I'm just like, why are we putting salt circles around the dogs? What's happening? The internet is a strange place. The internet is silly. What is it that Hayao Miyazaki says? The anime was a mistake. The internet was a mistake. He knows how to go ahead and get away from bears. He does. Containing the evil spirit. You know, I thought about protecting dog from spirits. I had not thought about dog being evil spirit. The ookie spookies are real, though. There are times when the ookie spookies do be real. Oh, man. All right, wait. Hello? Okay, there we go. I was like, I know you're in my playlist. I know I didn't goof. This is also one that I have not sang since the last time I sang it, which was last February. But Pinhead? Oh, unless you know, Jimmy, I don't know if the pins count as hair, but I also don't know if we can truly consider him bald. That we might have to include him and then have a discussion. We might need to get multiple opinions on Pinhead. We might have to. I hadn't thought of that. Interesting. Okay. Our last song for this karaoke night. A Pinhead bald debate. Exactly. But the last song for tonight, we're ending with some Avenue Q, a musical from 2004. I have a signed poster somewhere. Some cast came on tour and they all signed it. It might be in my closet because I didn't have space to hang it anywhere. I have like a big file folder for like art and prints that I couldn't fit places. I think that's probably where it's living. I did not see OBC of this show. I just saw the tour, but God, I love a puppet. Because I was talking about how I love the puppets from The Lion King. I love puppetry. Puppetry is an excellent art form, and I think we should have a puppetry renaissance. Like Jim Henson may not be here, but like in his honor, in his spirit, we should have more puppets. I mean, we need more Muppet movies as well. Muppet karaoke. Muppet movie karaoke. That just songs from all the Muppet movies. I'm writing it down. Muppet karaoke. Okay. Yes. I always, in my voice studio, sometimes I tell my students, I'm like, think Beaker from the Muppets. Me. That's a cosplay I need to do, is Beaker. And what is the name of the scientist who was with Beaker? I can never remember his name. I feel bad because I think about Beaker. Bunsen, thank you. Like the Bunsen burner. Yeah, Bunsen and Beaker. Dr. Bunsen Honeydew. Bro, Muppet Group, when I need to be Miss Piggy. Miss Piggy is a fucking icon. I love her. Yes, Jimmy, you would be an excellent Gonzo. See, I also, when I was young, I really loved Fozzie Bear. Waka waka. Loved me some. Yes! Rizzo and Gonzo. Or wait, what, didn't Gonzo marry a chicken? Jimmy, you're gonna have to have Claudia. Isn't it Claudia Chicken? You're gonna have to have the chicken with you. Camilla. I knew it was a C. You gotta have your chicken wife. Oh, Beaker's sitting on your desk in Christmas ornament form. I love the Muppets. I love them. I just showed my partner Muppet Christmas Carol for the first time, like this past Christmas. Because they didn't grow up on the Muppets. They didn't grow on the Muppets or theater. So, I'm having to show them culture. You know, it is required Christmas viewing. It really is. It's excellent. But yeah, puppets. Avenue Q. They had to put out a statement. And in the program, when you open it up, it says this show and this production are in no way affiliated with the Jim Henson Company. Like, people, when this first came out, they had, like, Jim Henson's people called their people, and they're like, you have to make a statement right fucking now, or we're coming after you with our lawyers. So they had to make sure that the Muppets, they had to make sure everybody knew that this was not affiliated with the family-friendly Muppets. Or, you know, Sesame Street and all that shit. So that was pretty funny. But I love a puppet. Also, there's an idol. And, like, puppets and clowns are like their concept. Circus? I think their idol name is Circus. They made a post today and it said, I'm graduating. And I'm like, motherfuck. And then I hit the slide and it said, from college. And I'm like, you scared me, you bitch. You have a unique concept. You cannot graduate yet. I was so scared. But if you are a Muppet enjoyer, I know, it was an evil post. It was very evil. Just like Pida's April Fool's joke. Because Pida also did a black text on a white square for April Fool's. And I was like, motherfucker, y'all are so mean. But circus_party, I believe, is their handle on social media. It's real cute. So I would recommend going to see Circus and their content. Because I do believe they use they, he pronouns. So go check out their content if you're into that. But we're going to end with Avenue Q. That sounds in character for a clown. They were just doing the bit. They were doing the bit. Ha 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 ha. Funny. They were doing the bit. All right. So we're gonna channel Kate Monster. I'll channel my inner Pinkie Pie as well. Just because of what we have learned tonight. So we're gonna sing Fine Fine Line. There's one part where I don't know if she goes up or down. I'll just pick one and I'll see what happens. Here we go. There's a fine, fine line between a lover and a friend. There's a fine, fine line between reality and pretend. And you never know till you reach the top if it was worth the uphill climb. There's a fine, fine line between love and a waste of time. There's a fine, fine line between a fairy tale and a lie. And there's a fine, fine line between you're wonderful and goodbye. I guess if someone doesn't love you back, it isn't such a crime. But there's a fine, fine line between love and a waste of your time. And I don't have the time to waste on you anymore. I don't think that you even know what you're looking for. For my own sanity, I've gotta close the door and walk away. Oh, there's a fine, fine line between together and not. And there's a fine, fine line between what you wanted and what you got. You gotta go after the things you want while you're still in your prime. There's a fine, fine line between love and a waste of time. Ooh. And wasn't she singing that song like on the top of the Empire State Building or something? Like I remember like there's the blinky light and she's like on the roof. The puppet, she's on the roof and she's having her moment. She's having her little mental breakdown on the top of a building. I don't know if that's the safest place to have a mental breakdown, Kate Monster. That go back inside, Kate Monster. It's fine. No, but honestly, I would love to do like some group song covers from musicals, like with other like idol VTuber people. Because Avenue Q would be one of them because there's a good few group numbers that I think. Honestly, I really think we should see a revival of Avenue Q in this timeline. Noted. Hell yeah. Actually, I might message you later because Lenny and we're trying to cook up a little idol VTuber collab. Not singing, just gaming. But Lenny and I have shoved our brain cells together and we are thinking things. We're thinking thoughts. Will and can be Christmas Eve. Do you know why they named her Christmas Eve? Because I have tried for years to figure out why a Japanese woman character is named Christmas Eve. Because I even tried like Kurisumasu Ibu. Like I can't. I don't get the joke. I don't get the pun. Maybe it's just over my head, but I don't get it. I don't get it. Christmas Eve and Brian. God. Get a job! Thanks, honey. God. Anne Harada, who originated the role, said in interviews, Christmas Eve picked her own English name and it represented something cool and American. Based. Listen, if she picked it, I'm about it. I'm about it. Okay, I was really hoping it wasn't a racist joke. I was I wouldn't have put it past them, but I was really hoping it wasn't.
See, the one thing about this brace, I am always giving somebody the thumbs up. Yeah. No, good for her. Good for you, Christmas Eve. Listen. If married people can change their last names, if trans people choose their own names, then immigrants to this goddamn country who are expected to have English names should be able to pick whatever the fuck they want. So, all right. That's our musical karaoke. 10 songs and a lot of yapping. Lots of yapping. But we kind of ran the gamut. We went from the 60s to the 2000s. Saw a good 40-something years of musical theater. She does sound like a niche Sanrio character. Like big challenges. Yeah, that's so funny. She really does. Oh! Speaking of Sanrio, the Sanrio character rankings are going on, and we need to topple Cinnamoroll off of his place at number 1. That motherfucker has been number 1 for the past few years, and I need him gone. Not that I don't like him. He's very cute, but the Cinnamon Roll fans are very uppity. All hail Tuxedos. I love that little bastard. I love Tuxedo Sam. You vote for a Gretzko every year, as you should. See, okay, you and me, we understand each other because my favorite is Marron Cream, and that bitch is like 25-ish every year. I just need Marron Cream to be in the top 20. I just need my girl to be in the top 20. She was the OG Bunny character before My Melody came along, all right? Love that woman. I love her so much. Dethrone him. Take him down. And I don't want him to be taken over by Pochaco or Pom Pom Purin, because those are also dogs. Why are y'all voting for these basic ass dog characters? I don't get it. Look, they're cute. I have a Pom Pom Purin up. You're fine. You're adorable. I love you in your stupid butthole that you like to show off, but you have been number 1 before, sir. Also, I need Choco Cat to be out of the 50s. Choco Cat was huge in the 2000s, and then he just like disappeared. Why did they disappear my cat? Choco Cat. I know. I feel so bad for him. Yes, vote for Sam. I think Sam is number 10 right now, so he's at least top 10. But yeah, vote for your little dude. Kogi Mune is really cute. The little puff. Yeah, Kogi Mune's real cute. Yo, Sam is OG. Sam is OG as hell, and I loved his like little redesigns. Like his little teeny color changes throughout the years have been really fun. Choco, no, he's not popular in Asia. The Western fandom loves Choco Cat. He was the first non-kitty character I bought merch of. Who, Sam? Uncanceled Chocolate. Bats Maru, that's your boy. I know that's your boy. I was watching, it was a vlog about somebody going to Sanrio Puro Land the other day, and Bats Maru, his greetings were like... And then he just like walked off. Like he does real short, sweet. And then off he goes to the next person. He's silly. Whoever's in that suit's having a good time. Oh, you have a bento box. That's so cute. I'm going to adjust my camera. We're going to look at the rankings. Okay. Camera is adjusted so I can sit my ass down. Ugh, it's been 3 hours. Time to sit. I saw the Ko-fi notification, so I knew it was 3 hours. I'm stuck. Oh, there we go. I was like, my mic is stuck up there. No, Build-A-Bear I know has done... Ugh, crack the back. Build-A-Bear has done Hello Kitty. Build-A-Bear has done My Melody. Build-A-Bear has done Cinnamoroll, Batsmaru. Did they do Karaoke? They do Little Frog Boy? Camera, why do you do this? Ah! Camera. Go that way. Go that way. That did something. Oh. My camera is still... I have to manually focus it, or else you see this square all the time. It was still autofocused back there, so you were focused on the shelves. Oh my god, damn Daniel! I love damn Daniel. Honestly, do y'all know Damn Daniel's, or I call him Damn Daniel because I think I'm funny. Do y'all know Dear Daniel's origin story or why he was created? Okay, we're moving things back up to the original streaming setup. Dear Daniel was created because, I think, what year was it? Because, at the time, Nami Amuro was the biggest pop star in Japan. And she had this press conference to announce that she had a boyfriend. And the creator of Hello Kitty saw that Nami Amuro, who was an idol, 1999. Okay. So yeah, Y2K. So Nami Amuro was at the top of the chart. Yeah, there's Velcro. There she is. Nami Amuro was at the top of the charts, and the creator of Hello Kitty saw that she announced at this press conference that she had a boyfriend. And she goes, if idols can have boyfriends now, Hello Kitty needs one. My girl is an idol. I'm gonna give her a boyfriend. And so she designed and created Dear Daniel because Nami Amuro had a boyfriend. So, that's why Daniel was created. It was not, oh, she's lonely, she needs a boyfriend. Bitch, Hello Kitty needs to keep up with Nami Amuro. She needs to be an it girl. And it girls apparently have boyfriends. Boyfriend rights, yes. Honestly, Daniel's so cute. He deserves some love. Let's pull up Sanrio character rankings. Let's look at the top 10 from last year and see how things are faring. So, last year, where is my... Ta-da! Okay. So, last year, Cinnamoroll was number 1. Number 2 was Pochacco. Dogs as the top 2. Kuromi was number 3. Purin was 4. Kitty was 5. Hello Kitty has stayed at number 5, I think, for like, I want to say 3 years now. She's been at number 5. And I just kind of think that's funny. Let's see. My Melody, Karopi, Hangyodan. That little dude has gotten really popular. Hangyodan. The weirdos love some Hangyodan. So he's been in the top 10 pretty consistently. Then we have number 9, Tuxedo Sam, and then number 10, Twin Stars. So that was our top 10 last year. Let's look. Where's the preliminary results? Because this is the voting page. Let me vote for my girl, Moran Cream. Are these the preliminary results? No, they were going by their ranks last year. Okay. So, I love that Peckle is coming back. Batsmaru. There's Kogimune. Wish Me Well. Gudetama. He also was really popular for a while, and then My Sweet Piano. The fucking salmon. The fact that my girl is being beat by a piece of salmon? Sad. You know, Maru Mofuyobi, that's a cute little bastard. I like that guy. Let's vote for Maran Cream. She's number 24. I gotta vote for my silly Showa era bunny girl. Where is the, hold on. Sanryu character ranking. Initial ranking. Initial results. Okay, here we go. You like her pinhead? Thanks. Oh, initial results. The results from... Oh. See, I thought they did it... Why isn't it widescreen? I'm gonna zoom y'all in for a second. I'm gonna zoom. Okay. So, they do it overall and then overseas. I thought they did it Japan and then global. At least that's how I thought they did it for the past few years. So, overall, from April 10th to last week, Purin, really? Seriously? Purin? He did, oh, it's because it was his birthday, wasn't it? Probably. So we had Purin at 1, Cinema Roll at 2, Pochako, dogs! All dogs. What is it with people and dogs? Top 3, dogs. And then, see, Kitty at number 5. I just wonder if they won't let her go past 5. Will they just not let her drop? Or is she just firmly, like, right there? Kuromi at 4, Melody at 6, Hankyodon, Hanamaru Obake. That's an upset at number 8? Where was he last year? You were at 14. Okay, that's a whole 6 spots. The Little Ghost, Twin Stars at 9, and then, yeah, Tuxedo Sam is at 10. Why is Yoshi Kitty... What? Oh, Yoshi Kitty's at 40. Why did it skip from 10 to 40? I mean, I kind of love that Yoshiki got his own thing, but it's silly. All right, let's check out overseas. Or maybe that was Japan exclusive. Overseas. Oh! Oh, they have it! Top 5 for every region. Let's look at the United States. Oh my god! The United States really misses Choco Cat. The United States is going through it. And I feel like our going through it is reflected in this choice of character. I love you, Choco Cat. Number 46. Good for you, my guy. Choco Cat at number 1. Who's number 2? Purin, the Golden Retriever, at number 2. That makes sense for Americans. Number 3, Usahana. I like this bitch. Everybody, okay. Y'all are... I know y'all fucking millennials. I say that like I'm not a fucking millennial. I am. Y'all are voting. This is a millennial thing. Or just like Y2K nostalgia. Or like the Y2K trend. Because Choco Cat and Usahana specifically were popular around that time. But more dogs. Pachaco and Cinnamoroll. Top 5. Oh, Choco Cat's number 1 in Brazil too. Okay. So we got Choco Cat, Usahana, and some dogs. That's interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh god, I went go all the way up, please. It's interesting how they have like East Asia, they have East Asia, Southeast Asia, Europe, and the US. And Brazil. Does the rest of South America just have to vote in Brazil? Do they not have their own category? Like, this is the only country that's not in Asia, South America, or no, Asia, Europe, or North America. Why Brazil? Right? No Canada or Mexico. I thought Latin America would have its own, cause like gerrymandered Sanrio voting. It's so true. It's so true. That's so funny. Sorry, shit, that's the wrong screen. Sorry, we were over here just talking about Sanrio, and I had to bring it up. I was just curious. But we did the damn thing. And tomorrow is Easter. Tomorrow is Easter. It's 420, and it is a very special day because my mother's orange baby cat Fergus, it's his birthday. So I'm gonna go to my mama's house and I'm gonna celebrate Fergus's birthday tomorrow. I'll take pictures of the silly little orange man and I'll post him, among other holidays. I just think it's funny that the orange cat was born on 420. I think it's appropriate. Yeah, happy birthday, Fergus. Fergus Louise. That's his name. And I'm like, Mother, why does Fergus have, why is his middle name Louise? What? And she's like, I don't know. I just think it works. And I'm like, okay. Only an old white lady in Texas gives their cats middle names, and it turns out it just works. But Fifi don't have no middle name. I'm trying to think. We have to think of a middle name for Fifi. That's her other kitty. Fifi is a bobtail tabby. And she's a goober. She will be a year old in either May or June. Her and Fergus, they're not litter mates, but they were from the same foster home. So she just took the both of them. First name Fee, middle name Fee. Wait, that's good, actually. I kind of like that. Fee. Oh, God. Nah, but I'll take Fergus pictures. And, yeah, I hope y'all have a lovely Easter, or for whatever the fuck y'all celebrate. Have fun, be safe, eat good food, make good choices. Thank you for joining me on this karaoke and yapping journey. I have fun with y'all, man. I like streaming, you know? There may be times where I'm just like, I just wanna play my video games in peace. But I like having people to share it with. I appreciate y'all. My stupid finger hearts with the brace. Oh, all right, let's see. Is anyone still awake? Who's awake that I can... That's the wrong button, Martha. There's the raid button. Who's live? What are you doing? Damn, Trina has been live every day. She must be having a subathon. Mamo, Hazumi, Anna... Odessa's doing some hot ones. Let's go see what torture Odessa has put upon herself at this moment. What do you mean we'll miss you when you're gone? Nara, that's cryptic. I'm gonna knock on some wood. Or do you just mean for tonight? We'll miss you when you're gone. I need the salt circle now. Not the dog. Get the dog out of the way. I'm sitting in the salt circle. Anyway, go say hey to Odessa for me. Have a good Sunday. Stream schedule will be up probably Monday for next week. Yeah, enjoy. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.